You know what's crazy? Most guys think they need pickup lines, fancy cars, or perfect abs to create attraction. But I watched my friend Marcus completely transform his dating life with nothing but a shift in how he communicated. Same guy, same apartment, same job. But suddenly, women were genuinely interested, engaged, and attracted. Here's what he figured out, and here's what most men get dead wrong. The difference isn't what you say, it's how your words land. Marcus used to be that guy who'd compliment a woman by saying, "You're really pretty," or "I like your dress." Nice enough, right? But here's the thing. Those words hit her ears and disappear like smoke. They're surface level. They're forgettable. But when Marcus learned to speak to her inner world instead of just her appearance, everything changed. Let me break this down for you, because this isn't about manipulation. This is about genuine connection that creates real attraction. The first thing Marcus discovered was the power of observation over evaluation. Instead of telling a woman she's beautiful, which she's heard 1,000 times, he started noticing things that revealed her character. When he met Emma at a coffee shop, instead of commenting on her looks, he said, "I noticed you helped that older gentleman with his order." That kind of awareness in a busy place, that says something about who you are. See the difference? He's not evaluating her appearance. He's observing her essence. And here's what happened. Emma lit up, not because he flattered her, but because he saw her, really saw her. That conversation lasted 2 hours, and they've been together 8 months now. This works because women are constantly being reduced to their physical appearance. When you speak to her mind, her values, her character, you're communicating in a language most men never learn. You're standing out not by trying harder, but by connecting deeper. Now here's where it gets interesting. Marcus also learned something about creating intrigue through what I call emotional curiosity. Most guys either shower women with compliments or play it completely cool. Both approaches miss the mark. The magic happens when you acknowledge something intriguing about her without fully explaining why it matters to you. He might say something like, "There's something about the way you think through problems that's different. I'm still figuring out what it is." Now her mind is engaged. She's curious about herself through your eyes. You've created a mystery where she's both the puzzle and the solver. This isn't game playing. This is authentic intrigue. You're genuinely interested in understanding her complexity, and you're inviting her to explore that complexity with you. Women find this irresistible because it honors their depth while creating anticipation. But here's what really separates confident communication from desperate attempts to impress. Marcus learned to share his own perspective without seeking validation. When he disagreed with something, he'd say, "I see it differently, and here's why," instead of either arguing or immediately backing down. When he had an opinion, he owned it without needing her approval. This is crucial because attraction isn't built on agreement, it's built on respect. When you stand in your own truth while remaining open to hers, you create the kind of dynamic tension that sparks genuine interest. You're not trying to win her over by becoming whatever you think she wants. You're inviting her to engage with who you actually are. And that confidence in your own perspective, that's incredibly attractive because it's rare. Most men either try too hard to please or completely shut down when challenged. You're doing neither. You're being real. Now let's talk about the element that ties this all together, emotional leadership. This doesn't mean controlling the conversation or dominating the interaction. It means being comfortable with the emotional rhythm of connection. When there's a natural pause, you don't rush to fill it with nervous chatter. When she shares something vulnerable, you don't immediately try to fix it or match it with your own story. You simply receive it. Marcus told me about a moment with Sarah where she mentioned feeling overwhelmed at work. His old self would have jumped in with advice or his own work stress. Instead, he just said, "That sounds exhausting. What's been the hardest part?" And then he listened, really listened, not planning his response, not trying to solve anything, just being present with her experience. That's emotional leadership, creating space for authentic connection without agenda. Women can feel the difference between a man who's present and a man who's performing. And presence, that's where real attraction lives. Here's the truth most men miss. Women don't want to be convinced, impressed, or won over. They want to be understood, appreciated, and engaged with as full human beings. When your communication reflects that understanding, resistance melts away naturally. Because here's what Marcus discovered, and what I want you to understand. When you speak to a woman's mind, acknowledge her complexity, stand in your own truth, and create emotional space for real connection, you're not overcoming resistance. You're inspiring genuine interest. That's the difference between trying to get someone to like you and being someone worth liking. That's the difference between hoping for attraction and creating the conditions where attraction naturally develops. So next time you're talking with a woman you're interested in, remember, observe her character, not just her appearance. Create intrigue through genuine curiosity, not manufactured mystery. Stand in your truth while remaining open to hers, and lead emotionally by being present, not by trying to control the outcome. Trust me on this. When you communicate from this place, you won't need to overcome resistance. You'll inspire connection instead. And that's infinitely more powerful than any pickup line could ever be.